Now then folks, welcome to the channel. This is VFR Mitch. Today's video we're going to be looking at lowering the foot pegs on my Honda VFR1200X. Let's get cracking. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I'm 6'4" and my legs feel a little bit cramped up. I bought these online. I'll put details in the bottom of the screen. I thought these were the best option for me. Other options are available, but I wanted to utilise the original pegs. Hence, I went for this method. First thing to do is to remove the split pin underneath, which I'm just going to do now. I'll reuse these split pins, so don't destroy them when you're pulling them off. And the washer. Now this is spring loaded, so just watch out when you take this out. I don't want too bad at all. So that's the original foot peg off. Looking at how it's configured, there is a left and a right hand adapter. Just make sure you get the right one. Let's just see whether that original spring will go back in or whether I need to adjust it. Yeah, it looks like the spring needs pulling apart a bit. It says the new assembly requires a higher spring tension, so use pliers and or a vise to unwind the springs parallel as shown in the photo, which I'll put up on screen. So let's just take that out, get a pair of pliers. Just have a pair of pliers on it, or a couple of pairs of pliers. I don't know how far to unwind this, but I've unwound it far enough to fire out with a pair of pliers across the garage. Yeah, it needs a bit more. It is about there now. I'm just going to put a little bit more on, so that's holding it with no slack. Yeah, that's got some tension in it now. So I believe you use the original pins to put these back in. Should have checked first to see if they actually go through in the middle, but yeah, they'll do. I'm assuming because they're designed for this, they will do. Little washer goes back on there. Split pin, forgive my hands. Probably not the best way to make the video, but so you guys can see roughly what I'm doing. So that split pin is back on there. I'm going to tidy it up in a minute. What you're going to do then is the bag comes with another washer, another split pin, and another, I think it's called the clevis pin, which is the pin that's got the hole in it. cleaning all the residue off here. I will re-grease it. I've done. Just get it clean now. Don't get many opportunities to clean all the bits. See, I'm just getting rid of the old grease. I'm not going to degrease it and leave it. So we'll need a bit of grease in that. That's not perfect, but it has got a lot of the shite out of it. Clean the pin back up. Drop that in there. I'm assuming I've got this the right way around. That goes through there. It came with the damn things. Why are you not going on? Looks like I'm going to have to make a little bit of adjustment to that corner there. It's not allowing me to get the pin in. Can't align the holes with that and that exactly. It's not far off. I bet it's about 1/2 mil off. But it's not going. So I'm just going to get a file to that. Won't be a second. Right then folks, we've had to do a bit of modification. I had to have a bit of sanding done on that corner there. It catches, I don't know whether it'll show up, on the inside in there. Now it's about, when you try and put the pin through without any modification, it's about 1/2 mil out. The tolerance in the pin is so slight that you can't force it through. The pin actually gets wedged. So I had to rescue the pin. So what I've done is, after a bit of modification, I've rounded that corner off there. And that will go through. So still some spring load in there. What we'll do is we'll put the washer on and the other split pin into the bottom of there. So these are the new split pins I'm using that came with the adapters. These are the ones they advise you to use. I'm happy with that. That's not going to go anywhere. That one. What I might do is put a bit more tension back in that. I think that's recovered a bit since I've been faffing with that. So what I'm going to do is take that pin out again. I'm going to unwind the spring a bit, put it back in. I won't record this bit, so I'll be back with you in a minute when I've done it. Now we're over to the other side of the bike, and it's the right hand side, the rear brake side. This side for the DCT is a little more difficult because you've got to take into consideration you've got the brake pedal, which may need some adjustment as well. I'm going to change the peg out, put the adapter in, put it all back and just see where the rear brake lies. I've a feeling it is going to need some adjustment, but we'll come to that in a minute. First thing I'm going to do again is to take the split pin out. Split pin and washer removed. Clear this pin out of there. Again, I'm just going to grab a wipe and clean this all out. Same for the peg. what I'm going to do before I attach that to the bike this time, I'm just going to see whether I can get the pin in. It's unbelievably close. Let's just try whacking the pin through there and see whether it will work. I'm going to attach this on firstly. So that goes under there. Goes onto there. Now actually looking at it, that's not going to go. So before that's on the bike, it's that edge there that just needs a bit taken off, so I'm just going to get to work on that. I'll be back with you in a minute. So now we've just taken a bit of the edge off that, we'll see whether we can get the parts to match. Right folks, what we've done, we've done this bit of grinding. We've got the adapter attached to the foot peg. I've retensioned my spring. Yep, that's down to the bottom. We're alright with that. Let's get the original split pin back in. That's tightened up under there. That's tightened up under there. That's lowered. It's just to check now to see whether the brake pedal needs adjusting. I've had a sit on the bike and I do need to adjust my brake lever. So how you do that is, that's 12mm, so you slacken that off, already done it. And then there's a little nut above it which is 11mm. Just wind that down a bit so you're reducing the number of, or the amount of visible thread between those two heads there. So I have wound mine down a little bit. I'm just going to wind it a touch more. Found it easy with pliers. I'm just going to move that out of the way a little bit. So gently taking care not to damage that boot. Now I've spun mine down a fair bit. I've sat on the bike. I am happy with it now. So I'm just going to nip that up. There we go, so that's nipped up. It's fairly level. I've put my foot on it. I'm not having to stretch my foot upwards to reach it. What is good about these adapters is the original pivot point was there. It's now out here, which means it's moved the pegs out slightly. Now, one criticism I always had with the Crosstourer was I thought the brake pedal stuck out far too much and you had to ride, because I've got size 10s, with your foot either ball on the pegs and adjust all the time, which I know some people do, or if you want to ride comfortably, middle of the foot or heel on the pegs, you had to spin your foot outwards to stop it touching the brake. Now it's out quite a bit. As you can see, it's moved it out about 28mm, I think it is. It smells better. We'll give it a run out tomorrow. As promised, bang a bit of grease into the joins, just mop up any excess. Done them on both sides. This conversion isn't for everybody. It's one I'm trying myself. I'm a tight Yorkshireman. And I know I could have got SW Motec or some other make of brands, Touratech or some other pegs or some other adjustable swivel pegs to go on there, but as I say, I want to utilise the original pegs that come with the bike. I don't think it looks too bad. It looks pretty much OEM to me. If you've liked what you've seen today, please give me a like and subscribe to the channel. I've now had over 21,000 views and got over 170 subscribers. Hopefully more video content will be coming along more readily now. I have been busy with things for the past 6 weeks or so, so sorry there have been no updates, but I'll get cracking on and make some more. Thanks for watching, stay safe.